The pulsating hum of the GAN cruiser's engines filled the vast expanse of the command center, where Commander Sorrow stood at the helm, his gaze fixed on the holographic display shimmering before him. With a commanding presence befitting his rank, Sorrow surveyed the bustling activity of his crew as they prepared for their latest mission. Around him, the crew of the GAN cruiser moved with purpose and precision, their every movement a testament to their years of training and discipline. Technicians scurried between consoles, conducting final checks on the ship's systems, while officers conferred in hushed tones, strategizing for the challenges that lay ahead. At Sorrow's side stood General Scartell, the esteemed leader of the United Earth Defense Force, his rugged features etched with determination as he surveyed the scene before him. Despite the weight of responsibility resting on his shoulders, Scartell exuded an aura of calm assurance, instilling confidence in those around him. "Commander Sorrow," Scartell began, his voice steady and resolute, "the time has come to embark on our next mission. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and it is up to us to ensure that our alliance emerges victorious." Sorrow nodded in agreement, his steely gaze fixed on the holographic map of the galaxy spread out before him. "Indeed, General," he replied, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "But let us not underestimate the challenges that lie ahead. The Zyran Dominion is a formidable adversary, and we must be prepared for whatever they may throw at us." As the two commanders exchanged a meaningful glance, a sense of purpose and determination filled the air, driving home the gravity of their mission. Forged in the crucible of war, their alliance stood as a beacon of hope in a galaxy besieged by darkness, its strength derived from the bonds of friendship and mutual respect that bound its members together. With a final nod of affirmation, Sorrow turned to address his crew, his voice ringing out with clarity and conviction. "Prepare the ship for departure," he commanded, his words echoing through the command center. "For our journey begins now. Together, we shall face whatever challenges come our way, united in our quest to defend our homes and preserve the peace of the cosmos." And as the GAN cruiser surged forward into the depths of space, its engines roaring with the promise of adventure and discovery, the crew stood tall and resolute, ready to confront whatever dangers awaited them on the horizon. For in the face of adversity, they knew that their strength lay not in their weapons or technology, but in their unwavering determination to stand together as one. Chapter 2. Building Bonds. Amidst the vast expanse of space, the GAN cruiser cut through the void like a silent sentinel, its sleek form gliding effortlessly through the cosmic abyss. Inside its hallowed halls, Commander Sorrow and General Scartell presided over the bustling activity of their crew, their minds focused on the task at hand, forging bonds of unity and strength among their allies. In the heart of the cruiser's command center, Sorrow and Scartell stood side by side, their eyes fixed on the holographic display shimmering before them. Around them, representatives from the Novarians, humans, and a myriad of other species gathered, their faces a mosaic of anticipation and resolve. "We stand on the precipice of history," Sorrow declared, his voice ringing out with conviction. "United in our quest to defend our homes against the tyranny of the Zyran Dominion. But to prevail, we must stand as one, with each species bringing its unique strengths to bear against our common foe." Scartell nodded in agreement, his gaze sweeping across the assembly with a mixture of admiration and respect. "Indeed," he replied, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "For only by working together can we hope to overcome the challenges that lie ahead. Let us not allow our differences to divide us, but instead, let them be the foundation upon which we build a stronger, more resilient alliance." As the assembly erupted into murmurs of agreement, Sorrow and Scartell exchanged a meaningful glance, their bond strengthened by the shared purpose that united them. Forged in the crucible of war, their alliance stood as a testament to the power of cooperation and mutual respect. Its strength derived not from the might of its weapons, but from the courage and determination of its members. With a sense of purpose and determination filling the air, Sorrow and Scartell led their allies in a series of joint operations, each one designed to test the limits of their newfound alliance and push them to new heights of cooperation. Together, they repelled Dominion incursions, thwarted enemy sabotage attempts, and forged bonds of camaraderie that transcended species and borders. And as the GAN cruiser continued on its journey through the depths of space, its crew stood united in their resolve to defend their homes and preserve the peace of the cosmos. For in the face of adversity, they knew that their strength lay not in their weapons or technology, but in their unwavering commitment to stand together as one. Chapter 3. The Final Stand. In the shadow of a distant star, the Alliance made its stand against the relentless advance of the Zyron Dominion. On the bridge of the GAN cruiser, Commander Saro and General Skartel stood side by side, their eyes fixed on the swirling maelstrom of battle unfolding before them. "Prepare for combat," Saro commanded, his voice steady and resolute. "For today, we face our greatest challenge yet. But fear not, for we stand united against the forces of darkness, and together we shall emerge victorious." As the crew of the GAN cruiser sprang into action, the hum of the ship's engines filled the air, a symphony of power and determination that echoed across the void. Around them, the Allied fleet assembled, its ranks a testament to the strength of their alliance and the resolve of its members. With a sense of purpose and determination filling the air, Saro and Skartel led their forces into battle, their ships carving through the darkness like shining beacons of hope amidst the chaos of war. Across the void, the Dominion's forces loomed, their weapons primed and ready to unleash devastation upon their foes. But the Alliance was not alone in its struggle. From every corner of the galaxy, reinforcements arrived, their ships blazing with the fires of defiance as they joined the fray against the Dominion's tyranny. Together, they formed a wall of steel and determination, pushing back against the enemy's advance with unyielding resolve. As the battle raged on, Saro and Skartel fought side by side, their ships weaving through the maelstrom of combat as they led their forces with courage and determination. Against overwhelming odds, they stood firm, their resolve unbroken by the fury of their foes. And then, in a moment of triumph, the tide of battle turned. With a thunderous roar, the Alliance's forces surged forward, driving back the Dominion's forces with a ferocity that defied description. Across the void, the enemy's ships faltered, their lines breaking beneath the weight of their adversaries' assault. As the last remnants of the Dominion's fleet retreated into the depths of space, the Alliance emerged victorious, its members united in their triumph over adversity. On the bridge of the GAN cruiser, Saro and Skartel exchanged a meaningful glance, their bond stronger than ever before as they surveyed the battlefield before them. For in the face of overwhelming odds, they had stood together as one, their courage and determination lighting the way to victory against the forces of darkness. And as the echoes of battle faded into the void, the Alliance celebrated its hard-won triumph, knowing that together they could overcome any challenge that lay ahead. Chapter 1. Gathering Storm. In the vast expanse of space, a sense of unease lingered like a dark shadow, casting its ominous presence across the galaxy. On the bridge of the GAN cruiser, Commander Saro and General Skartel stood side by side, their brows furrowed with concern as they surveyed the holographic map of the cosmos spread out before them. "The Dominion's incursions grow bolder by the day," Saro remarked, his voice tinged with urgency. "And yet, our allies remain divided, their leaders hesitant to commit to a unified defense." Skartel nodded in agreement, his gaze fixed on the swirling vortex of red on the holographic display, marking the Dominion's advance through the outer reaches of the galaxy. "Indeed," he replied, his voice heavy with concern. "But we cannot afford to let our differences divide us. The fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance, and it is up to us to stand united against the forces of darkness." As the crew of the GAN cruiser sprang into action, Saro and Skartel convened a meeting of the Alliance's leaders, their voices echoing with urgency as they outlined the growing threat posed by the Dominion's aggression. Around them, representatives from across the galaxy gathered, their faces a mixture of concern and apprehension as they listened to the grim tidings. "We stand on the precipice of war," Saro declared, his voice ringing out with conviction. "And yet, there is still hope. If we can set aside our differences and unite against our common foe, we may yet prevail against the darkness that threatens to engulf us." Skartel nodded in agreement, his gaze sweeping across the assembly with a mixture of admiration and respect. "Now is the time for action," he declared, his voice carrying the weight of authority. "For only by standing together can we hope to overcome the challenges that lie ahead. Let us not allow fear or mistrust to cloud our judgment, but instead, let us embrace the strength that comes from unity and solidarity." And as the assembly erupted into murmurs of agreement, Sorrow and Scartel exchanged a meaningful glance, their bond strengthened by the shared purpose that united them. Forged in the crucible of war, their alliance stood as a beacon of hope in a galaxy besieged by darkness. Its strength derived not from the might of its weapons, but from the courage and determination of its members. As the GAN cruiser sailed through the endless expanse of space, Commander Sorrow and General Scartel found themselves facing a new set of challenges on their quest to unite the galaxy against the encroaching threat of the Zyron Dominion. Inside the command center, the atmosphere was tense as they strategized and prepared to confront the obstacles that lay ahead. Amidst the thrum of the ship's engines, Sorrow and Scartel convened with their most trusted advisors, their faces etched with determination as they discussed the best course of action. Around them, the crew bustled with activity, their movements purposeful as they readied the ship for the trials that awaited them. "We must be vigilant," Sorrow declared, his voice commanding attention as he addressed the gathered assembly. "For the Dominion's forces are cunning and relentless. We cannot afford to underestimate the magnitude of the threat they pose." Scartel nodded in agreement, his gaze steely with resolve. "Indeed," he replied, his voice echoing with authority. "But we must also be prepared to face challenges from within our own ranks. There are those who seek to undermine our efforts and sow discord among our allies." As the crew absorbed the gravity of their leader's words, Sorrow and Scartel led them in a series of training exercises and simulations, testing their skills and readiness for the trials that lay ahead. Together, they honed their abilities and forged bonds of camaraderie that would serve them well in the battles to come. But even as they prepared for war, dark shadows lurked on the horizon. In the depths of space, whispers of betrayal and sabotage spread like wildfire, threatening to tear the fragile alliance apart from within. Undeterred by the looming threat, Sorrow and Scartel led daring missions behind enemy lines, gathering intelligence and rallying support for their cause. Through cunning and guile, they uncovered the truth behind the treachery that threatened to undermine their efforts, and with swift and decisive action, they rooted out the traitors in their midst. And as the GAN cruiser sailed ever onward, its crew united in their determination to defend their homes and preserve the peace of the cosmos, Sorrow and Scartel knew that the trials and tribulations they faced were but the beginning of their journey. For in the crucible of war, they would be forged into something greater than themselves, a force to be reckoned with in the face of overwhelming adversity. In the darkest reaches of space, the Alliance made its final stand against the relentless onslaught of the Zyron Dominion. On the bridge of the GAN cruiser, Commander Sorrow and General Scartel stood side by side, their eyes ablaze with determination as they surveyed the swirling maelstrom of battle unfolding before them. "The time has come to face our greatest challenge," Sorrow declared, his voice ringing out with conviction. "For today, we stand united against the forces of darkness, ready to defend our homes and preserve the peace of the cosmos." As the crew of the GAN cruiser sprang into action, Sorrow and Scartel led their forces into battle, their ships blazing with the fires of defiance as they clashed against the Dominion's warships. Around them, the Allied fleet assembled, its ranks a testament to the strength and unity of their alliance. With every volley of plasma and burst of energy, the battlefield erupted into chaos, a swirling vortex of light and sound that echoed across the void. But amidst the fury of battle, Sorrow and Scartel remained steadfast, their resolve unbroken by the fury of their foes. As the Dominion's forces pressed their advantage, the Alliance fought back with a ferocity that defied description, their ships weaving through the maelstrom of combat with precision and skill. Against overwhelming odds, they stood firm, their courage and determination lighting the way to victory against the forces of darkness. But as the battle raged on, the Dominion's forces seemed endless, their ships pouring forth from the depths of space like a relentless tide. With every passing moment, the Alliance's defenses grew weaker, their ranks stretched thin by the unrelenting onslaught of their foes. In a moment of desperation, Sorrow and Scartel rallied their forces for one final assault, leading a daring charge against the heart of the Dominion's fleet. With their ships blazing with the fires of defiance, they plunged headlong into the fray, their weapons unleashing a torrent of destruction upon their enemies. And then, in a blaze of glory, the tide of battle turned. With a thunderous roar, the Alliance's forces surged forward, overwhelming the Dominion's defenses and driving back their forces with a ferocity that defied description. And as the last remnants of the Dominion's fleet retreated into the depths of space, the Alliance emerged victorious, its members united in their triumph over adversity. On the bridge of the Gan cruiser, Sorrow and Scartel exchanged a meaningful glance, their bond stronger than ever before as they surveyed the battlefield before them. For in the face of overwhelming odds, they had stood together as one, their courage and determination lighting the way to victory against the forces of darkness. And as the echoes of battle faded into the void, the Alliance celebrated its hard-won triumph, knowing that together they could overcome any challenge that lay ahead.